What's going on, Flash Mob? I see a lot of people that's been thinking about getting a Komodo lately, but they aren't too sure what accessories they should get and how to configure it. I'm going to show you exactly what items I use on my Komodo and what they cost. Run the intro. If it's your first time here, welcome. My channel is all about helping you turn your passion into a paycheck whilst taking you along my filmmaking journey. If that's the kind of thing that you're into, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. With the cinema camera, you get the ability to configure it in a ton of different ways to support whatever you're trying to shoot. With my build, I create a solid base that I can switch from a handheld to studio mode, to shoulder rig, Steadicam, and even a gimbal. A lot of the parts I use are from my previous build, but I'll show them again and some of the newer options I have. So the first thing is my 8-sin Komodo cage. I like this one because it's sleek and adds a good amount of mounting points to the side of the camera and the base plate. It keeps the overall weight of the Komodo down and offers some slight protection. No matter what camera you get, if you plan on using it in any kind of production, I would recommend a cage. Camera cages do two really important things for you. Number one, it adds another layer of protection for your camera body. Accidents happen, and if you have a cage on the camera, that could really help save a few dollars if something goes wrong. The second thing a cage does is give you more mounting points for accessories. On my build, I only use the bottom and right side plate because I wanted to use the Komodo wing grip on the left hand side. The next thing is the Komodo wing grip. It's a really simple handle that you can attach to the camera, and again adds some mounting points that gives you a way to hold the camera when you're either going from handheld or if you just want to move the camera from one setup to another. I got these little cold shoe mounts off of Amazon for like $10, and they are so clutch for things like my Rode Wireless Go mics. I just slide it in, connect it to the audio port, and I can record high quality audio right into the camera for run and gun shoots. I chose to go with the wooden camera Komodo top handle kit because you can't have a cinema camera without a top handle, and don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. A top handle gives you another point to hold the camera and helps with getting low angle handheld shots. I like the wooden camera option for a couple reasons. It uses an Arca Swiss quick release system so I can get it on and off the camera really quickly, and it also gives me two 50mm rod inserts. This is good for times when I want to maybe add a focus motor to the setup without having to use a larger base plate. It also comes with my new favorite monitor mounting system. It uses a really simple 50mm insert into the handle that gives you the ability to tilt the monitor and lock it down. And let's say if you're shooting in a position where you need the monitor on the side of the camera, you can also mount the monitor that way. My biggest issue with most monitor mounts is that there's always some kind of annoying play where the monitor connects, or they use a cold shoe mount that you can never just tighten enough with your bare hands. I added a quick release plate from Condor Blue to the top of this mount and the other end onto my monitor so I can quickly and easily attach and remove my monitor from the setup. I strongly recommend going and picking up a few of these quick release plates. They can literally use on anything for quick and painless adding and removing of accessories. My small HD monitor is my favorite thing on my build. I actually made a dedicated video for why you need a field monitor that I'll leave in the link above. Your monitor could really be the reason why your shot looks kinda meh or something amazing. And Small HD just gives you so many built-in tools to make your life so much easier. I also got mine with the Komodo control, which essentially allows me to control everything on my camera on the monitor. I just honestly love it. It's definitely the most expensive accessory aside from my lenses, but it's also the most used and most valued part of it. If you're liking the video so far, guys, make sure you hit that like button for me. I decided to go with the tilted wooden side handle because it uses a NATO rail system, allowing me to attach and remove it quickly. You probably can see the pattern now on how my setup is made. It's a really simple and comfortable handle to use on the camera, and it fits really nicely into my Pelican case. I got a short NATO rail that I attached to the 8-sin cage to make it all work together. I know a lot of people use the Komodo outrigger handle because it has a start-stop function, but it's just too expensive. For $475 just to get the start stop was not worth it for me. And if I wanted to put the camera on a gimbal or Steadicam, I would literally have to unscrew it every time. I just didn't like that idea. One of the downsides of the Komodo is not having any internal ND filters. The Canon drop-in filter is dope because it gives you an RF to EF mount with the ability to add a variable ND filter with 1.5 to 9 stops. This is great for run and gun situations where you may not necessarily want to use a matte box but still need some ND in your life. Depending on the kind of shoot you're doing, having a module to add a V-mount battery could be huge. I already have a ton of V-mount batteries laying around, so adding a module just made sense. This one's also cool because it gives you a bunch of power tapping solutions as well as camera control ports. It attaches right onto the back of the Komodo, and pretty much any V-mount battery that can fit on it will work. The one downside to pay attention to is when the battery is on the module, it is slowly using up the juice in it. So if you're not using it, I would say take the battery off. Of course, with the camera, you will need memory cards. I've been using the AV Pro CF cards from Angelbird, and they've been pretty reliable and easy to use. I like to get smaller cards and have multiple of them just because I'm paranoid about getting, like, let's say a 1 terabyte, filming a ton of stuff on that card, and then maybe the card gets corrupt or something, and then you lose everything. But yeah, not much more to say about them. You're gonna need them, so get them. The last thing I'll talk about are some of the batteries, cables, and cable organizers I use on my rig. First, let's look at my batteries. I have 2 JUPIO 955 BP batteries and 2 RED 955 BP batteries. If I'm going for straight run and gun or gimbal work, I'll use these batteries. They power the Komodo for about 3 hours a pair, and they are hot swappable. They can also charge in the camera if you have them on and the power cable plugged in. The other batteries I use are 50 watt FX Lying Nano 1 and the 98 watt Core Nanos. They literally fit perfectly on the Tilted Advanced module and power the camera for about 4 to 6 hours. To power my monitor, I use simple Sony MP batteries that you can find anywhere on Amazon. You will also need a few cables. I'm not gonna spend too much time here, but here's what you'll need. For sure, you're gonna need an SDI cable to connect the monitor to the camera. Mine is from Sharp. It's 12G and shielded to prevent blowing out my SDI port on my Komodo. Next thing you'll need is a 5-pin to 4-pin LEMO to use a Komodo control with a Tilted Advanced module. If you get the Komodo control kit, they include a 9-pin to 5-pin LEMO, but you can only use that if you're going to power the Komodo with the BP batteries. So I just got both. I also use a DC to D-tap. I use this to power my monitor with the D-tap option on the V-mount batteries. Not really necessary, but they're nice to have. To keep all these cables on the controls, I use some SPRIG cable management thingies. I don't know what else to call them. You just stick them into the mounting point and then run a cable through it. These are accessories I strongly recommend to keep your cables tidy. That was a lot, I know, but with this base I can go from handheld to pretty much any other camera configuration quick and easily. And the best part is when I'm done shooting, I can break it all down back to pretty much the brain and pack it into my Pelican case or backpack. If efficiency is your thing, this is literally the perfect base for your Komodo. If you guys want to see some of my other builds and want a dedicated video to how I set it up, make sure you leave a message in the comment. And if this video helped you in any way, make sure you hit that like button so more people can see it. And subscribe too if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to look, learn, and share. Take it easy, guys. Peace.